Calculating paid leave is the process in which we award or accrue new leave for an employee and add to their available leave balance. Before we talk about that process, I want to talk about what available leave means in CenterPoint. Available leave in CenterPoint is an employee's beginning leave balance plus any accrued leave minus any leave used plus or minus any adjustments is what an employee's available leave is. How often you calculate paid leave or accrue leave for employees is dependent on how you've set up that leave. For any leave that you have set up with the method of once monthly, and it doesn't matter whether you've chosen calendar year, fiscal year, or eligibility date as the anniversary period, you're going to accrue that leave on a monthly basis. If you have chosen the method of once yearly, and you've chosen either calendar year or fiscal year, you're going to accrue that leave or calculate that paid leave once a year at either the beginning of the fiscal year or the calendar year. If you've chosen the method of once yearly, but you have an anniversary date option of eligibility date, then you're going to run that calculation of the paid leave on a monthly basis or even on every pay period because different employees have different eligibility dates throughout the year. If you've chosen the method of based on hours or at a fixed rate, and you've chosen either calendar year, fiscal year, or eligibility date as your anniversary, you're going to want to take and calculate that paid leave on every pay run or on an agreed upon frequency. For any leave that you're going to calculate using the manual calculation of paid leave, you're going to do that underneath processes and calculate paid leave. If you're integrated with our accounting, that'll be processes, payroll, and calculate paid leave. At the top of the screen, you'll want to choose the date of the accrual. And you just want to make sure that you're consistent from one accrual period to the next. You'll choose the category of leave that you are calculating the paid leave for. And in the leave box, it'll show all of the leave associated with that category. If it is one that is calculated on a monthly basis, you'll have the option of accruing it through the previous month or accruing it through the current month. And again, you just want to remain consistent from one accrual period to the next. You'll want to verify which employer is selected at the top. I only have one employer. And then you'll click the Calculate button. It'll assume that you want to calculate this for all the employees that are assigned that type of leave. If you don't, then you can use this toggle check mark at the top to uncheck all of the employees and then just select the ones you do want to do the calculation for. I'm going to toggle back to all employees. You can sort the list of employees here by any column that you want just by clicking on the column heading. So now I'm sorted by last name. For each employee, you can see the type of leave that they're assigned to. Then you're going to see their eligibility date, the years of service, and their year-to-date accrual. If that particular leave has a maximum associated with it, you would also be able to see how many hours that they are over the maximum. To add the leave to the employee, you simply click the Save button, and that adds the leave to the employee's leave balance. For any leave that you are going to calculate on a pay run, you first need to make sure that the account category or the leave category is set up properly. So underneath Setup and Payroll Details, we're going to go to Leave Categories, and I'm going to highlight and edit this paid leave category that I have. And you'll notice that on that category, I have it marked to calculate on a pay run. And you want to make sure that that's the case for any leave that you want to calculate on a pay run. Otherwise, it won't calculate it. I already have a pay run started underneath Processes and Pay Employees. So I'm going to go in and edit that pay run and go to the Print Checks tab. On the Print Checks tab on the right-hand side, before you post that pay run, is a checkbox where you can say that you want to accrue leave on this pay run. Now it's going to remember that check mark the next time you do a pay run, so if you don't want to accrue on that next pay run, you need to remove it. I'm going to click Post and Print, and as it goes ahead and it's ready to post this pay run, it's going to bring up a screen that's pretty much the same as the screen that we used on the manual method to calculate paid leave. I'm going to click the Calculate button. Again, it's going to assume that I want to calculate that for all of the employees in this pay run that are assigned that type of leave. If I want to uncheck anybody, I can, but I have the same columns that I had on the previous screen. To add the paid leave to the employee, we would click Save, and if your pay stub is showing their leave balance, they will see this new accrual of the leave on their pay stub. I'm going to cancel out of the rest of that pay run. If you want to report on any of your leave balances or your leave activity, you can go to Reports, and up in the search box, if you just type in leave, you'll see all of the reports associated with leave. Down under Payroll Setup are any of the reports associated with the leave setup. But then in the section called Leave, we have different leave history reports and different leave balance reports. If you have any leave that you run using the manual method, you might also want to set up a reminder to run that leave. So underneath Setup and Reminders, you'll see that I've created a reminder for calculating my vacation leave that I only do on a monthly basis once a month. Underneath that, I'm going to click Edit, and you'll see that the message that I have that I want to come up when that reminder comes up is Calculate Vacation Leave. I've chosen the type of scheduled reminder, and on the Scheduled tab, I've chosen to remind myself on the first Monday of every month, and I've selected all of the months. I also wanted to attach an action to that, so if I clicked on the reminder, it would take me to the screen where I could calculate the paid leave. So underneath Action, you see that I have identified that I want it to go to the Calculate Paid Leave screen. If you have other manual processes of calculating paid leave, you might also want to set up a reminder for those.